All right, let's get through these top 5 guys here, Rick. I didn't watch every single rookie performance, but these are some of the ones that popped out. Me and Debo had a confab. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm using it. And then I went back and watched these guys, and I didn't rank them solely on their stat line. I went back and watched them and made some inferences and came up with this list. At number 5, Marvin Mims, second round pick out of Oklahoma. We talked to him at the combine. Smart dude, hard worker, plays with an edge, even though he comes across as soft spoken. And he was a favorite target, if you want to call it that, for Russ Wilson. 2 receptions, 113 yards, a touchdown. He also had a punt return for 45 yards, and that's an added element to his game. He got the ball, got the punt, and just punt return right, and then outrun everyone to about midfield, if I recall correctly. First target was tight split, middle field open, and the safety doesn't get over quickly enough, and it's the easiest 60-yard touchdown throw Russ Wilson will ever make. It was just basically a 60-yard handoff. But Marvin Mims is outrunning everyone to the end zone. We saw that at Oklahoma all over the tape. What were your impressions of Marvin, who's number 5 on my list?
Yeah, no, speed. It's pretty evident. Yeah. Return when he blew by your corner Forbes.
He stacked Forbes for sure. That's right.
On the go ball. They gave him a couple of jet sweeps and whatever you want to call them. He's just so smooth and so fluid, and he runs so easy. He just makes it look easy, and he's just on top of the DBs before they know it. And he blew by that safety that you were talking about earlier, and there wasn't even a chance.
Oh, Kareem Jackson got burnt?
So, no. This kid, Kareem Jackson plays for Denver.
Oh, sorry. Who's the safety? Cameron Curl?
I don't know who it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But speed shows up, and expect a lot of big things and a lot more explosive plays out of this kid.
Yeah, he's fun. Speaking of explosive plays, a similar size player, but he's somehow more explosive, I think, at least short area quickness wise. And that's saying something because Marvin Mims does not lack in terms of quickness or speed. Number 4 on my list is Zay Flowers, 4 receptions, 62 yards. I double checked to make sure I didn't miss it. He didn't have any kick or punt returns, although he's certainly capable of doing that. I'll just say it again. Like, they give him the ball in space and let him do his thing. Todd Monken's like, we're going to run some flats. We're going to run some swing routes, tunnel screens. Just let him pretend like it's a return situation, and then he makes people miss an open field. My comp for him is Antonio Brown in his prime. He's not that big, not that much smaller than him, but in terms of his short area quickness and his ability to make people miss. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, that's very good, Ryan. You're doing an excellent job with your comps today. You had it with short. You're actually better when you don't have any sleep with your comps.
I know, right? I should sleep less.
But no, he plays like a veteran. His presence, his route running ability, his rack run after catch ability, even the deep shot that he went up and got down the field for a guy, that was impressive. Very elusive. I mean, he got up, they ruled him down, but he must have juked those 3 guys 6 times before they blew the whistle. But no, he's an impressive playmaker and a great pick by Baltimore.
And Lamar looks like he's got something to prove the way he's playing. He's playing from the pocket. He's making good decisions
this week than I thought he did in opening week 1. The offense started to seem to be more in sync, starting to grow. I think Monken and Lamar are getting on the same page. Monken's starting to understand the weapons around him and how to utilize them, and getting into a flow of a play caller again at the NFL level. So I think that's all going to continue to improve.
Yep, good point. Todd Monken came from Georgia, where he was OC there before. Previously, he'd been in the NFL too. All right, number 3 on the list. And I mean, he should be number 1 based solely on his numbers. But I got a couple other guys. Puka Nacua, 15 catches, 20 targets, 147 yards. Most receptions in the first 2 games of a career of anyone on planet Earth. Last week, he went for 119, which was tied for the team lead with Tutu Atwell, if I recall correctly. We talked about him last week as well. I mean, look, we went through this last week. He was a day 3 guy. He fits exactly what Sean McVay wants to do. They have him running hitches and slants all day long. Shallow crosses. He ran that corner out last week that you talked about. That was a great throw for Matthew Stafford, but they're not asking him to do a ton of that. He just finds the holes in the zone. He has good hands, and then he has some yak ability because he's a pretty thick dude. I mean, what's not to love?
I don't think he's a great run after catch guy. I think he gets what's given to him. Now, he'll break a tackle here or there because of his size, but if you have him with, I mean, you tell me, since you're the guru on this podcast. Would you
Nope.
rather have Zay Flowers
Oh.
after the catch or this kid after the catch? I mean, what are you doing with yourself? Where are we at? What are we doing right now?
He's running through arm tackles. That's a better way to put it. Yeah, he's not juking guys out of their sneakers. That's right.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of opportunities. He's taking advantage of those opportunities. Now, when you see Mims run jet sweeps or those reverses, and
why are you comparing this guy? By the way, I
got him above those two.
Debo notes, so you've now come down on Puka 2 straight weeks. He's a 5th-round pick.
I'm not coming down on it. I'm just saying that
you're mad at me.
I'm just mad. He is a smart, savvy, plays like a veteran, knows how to work the underneath routes, knows how to find open areas in the zones. He's a better player above his neck than he is below his neck with all the natural. He doesn't have the natural physical gifts some of these other guys have, but he's so smart above the neck is why he's having the.
He's not as good an athlete as Adam Thielen in his prime, right?
No, Adam was a little quicker twitch into and out of his routes.
But also smart and understood where to be and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I will say this. I do not understand if that's his only target as long as Cooper Kupp is out. Just play man. Just
that's the other thing. Yeah, that's weird. 2 straight weeks, he's just been standing in the middle of the field catching warm-up passes basically and going for over 200 yards. He's number 3 on my list. He apparently, Debo, Rick has him dead last among all rookie performances over the first 2 weeks.
And I'm not going to discredit what he does because that's pretty incredible production. But
I'm giving you a hard time.
Targets, but he is not as gifted athletically as or Flowers in my opinion.
That's some high level GM talk right there. Puka Nacua, not Zay Flowers athletically. If I said that, you would have killed me. All right. You're right. I get it.
Apparently, you think that because you put him ahead of those other 2.
You can't overlook the 15 catches on 20 targets.
Okay, fantasy land guy.
Have you ever seen it? Like Antonio Brown would get sometimes double-digit targets, but like, does Justin Jefferson, has he ever gotten 20 targets? That's insane.
No, I don't know if he gets a lot of targets.
Man, all right, number 2 on my list. You will not dispute this because I went back and watched this guy.
I'm disputing this.
You are? Oh, I thought he had a great game. Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of New England, their 1st-round pick. He was on the list last week as well. That interception was one of the most impressive interceptions I've seen in a little bit. The one against Tyreek Hill late in the game. It was the only snap in coverage, at least, where he was playing too high safety. He usually lined up out
from the safety position.
But he had to do the baseball turn. He was, and the reason that Tua threw it was because Christian's back was to the sideline where Tyreek was. He turned around, Christian did, and then high pointed the ball. Now he's much taller than Tyreek, but Tyreek's a great athlete and also incredibly strong physically. Tyreek is, and I give him credit because one of the issues we had with Christian was whether he was going to be tough enough. Not that whether he's a tough person, but in terms of matching up against these physical wide receivers. And I came away pretty happy with the way he played, not just on that play, but also against the Dolphins and also last week against the Eagles.
Yeah, no, he had a good game and he's getting better. I thought he took strides from week 1 to week 2. It was a great interception, getting off the hash, reading the quarterback's eyes, anticipating going up and high and pointing the ball. You know, the question, no, he didn't have him in Oregon, was the ball skills. Well, that question was answered just watching that one play alone.
Pretty quick, yeah.
I thought he was more physical and run support.
Yeah.
And he's improving in that area. So I agree with you that he took big strides this week.
Oh, so you're kidding? He's number 2 for you or not? You okay with that? Or should it be number 1?
Well, no, I would put Puka as number 1. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. I can't take this, Devo. I'm working on 15 minutes sleep and got the comedian over here. By the way, Debo notes that Jefferson had 3 games with 16 targets, and they were career highs for him. So he's no Puka Nacua is what we can say about Justin Jefferson.
Oh, I know. If you would take Puka over JJ, that's fine.
Every day of the week. Come on now.
Ryan, right. Jumping on FanDuel and putting 12-1 on Christian Gonzalez, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah. So Debo, if you're listening, has the odds up for a NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Christian Gonzalez is 1,200-1. What does that mean, Rick? 1,200-1.
That means if you put $1 down, you can win $1,200 if he wins.
Again, best gambling podcast in the nation. Plus 1,200 or 12-1. 1,200-1 would be a little different.
All right, 12-1. $1 gets you $12.
1,200, or am I not seeing that?
They're basing it. They do it on 100 scale. Right, I agree with you. I have to do the math because, again, like as Debo notes, we're not gambling experts. But how do you feel about these longish odds of Christian Gonzalez? Would you put that down on him? Because he's had 2 good games, but again, Jalen Carter's ahead of him, Will Anderson's ahead of him.
Yeah, no, I think he's popped up. Yeah, he's. Do these odds change every week?
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if let's say Jalen Carter wins it,
What was it before? Like $2,200 to one?
probably it was probably much higher. Exactly. He's played well the first 2 weeks. Like back in.
What if I bet like in the first week I put $1 that I can win $2,200? Now it's $1,200. What if it ends up at 12 to 1 odds and I only win $12?
No, you're locked in. Whatever you get the number at the moment you make the bet, you're locked into that. So you don't have to worry about it changing.
Like Rick, when you picked Jack Campbell preseason, he was at around 15 to 1 odds. And now based on 2 games, they have him down to 30 to 1. So it's like if you see value and you still think he has a great chance, like 30 to 1 is a much better number
you
to
can
get
double your money if you feel good about it.
Than 2 weeks ago.
3,000 to 1. It's plus 3,000.
Divide by 100 and then you'll have it. Or don't. It's up to you. But good game for Christian Gonzalez. I don't know if he's rookie of the year yet. I think we didn't talk about Jalen Carter today. I didn't watch him yet, but last week that might last him for a month or so in terms of his rookie of the year votes. Number 1, no surprise, Bijan Robinson. Again, turns out he's worth the number 8 overall pick, even though he plays quotation marks running back. And we had some injuries over the weekend to the running backs, which is terrible news. Saquon hurt his ankle. He's going to return at some point in a few weeks, hopefully. Unfortunately, Nick Chubb is lost for the season after that hit from Minkah Fitzpatrick on Monday night, and that's a terrible blow. I'm glad that Chubb was able to get that second contract. Hopefully he comes back, 28 years old, and he's stronger than ever next year. But just a sort of a note on the running backs and their precarious situation with trying to get paid and all. But Bijan has been so much fun to watch the 2 games. Ran the ball 19 times for 124 yards, had 4 more receptions for 48. It feels like every time he touches the ball, he's going to get 7 or 8 yards. I think he averaged over 5, maybe close to 6 yards per carry, close to 6, if I can do the math there in my head. What do you think about Bijan, and should they be giving the ball more often?
No, why would we want to give him to our best offensive playmaker? Why would we do that? No, speed, the athleticism, the power. I mean, he's trucking dudes on contact. The 2 things that really stuck out to me this game was that there is no hesitation on him running inside. Once he sees that crease, he is gone. And a lot of times these young guys will try to, because they're so fast, like to bounce it outside. This guy is going right up through the chute and with no hesitation at all. The other incredible play that wasn't, it seemed like a big number play on 4th and 1. They pitched the ball to him, or he got to the outside, and he made 2 guys miss and got 2 yards. It was a great run because that ended the game. It was late. I think it took him inside the 2-minute drill then in the 4th quarter. But just his ability to make that play sealed the victory for Atlanta.
So Drake London wasn't targeted very much in week 1, if I recall correctly. He did get 6 targets for 67 yards. But if Arthur Smith is leaning into this run game, why are we taking Drake London with a top 15 pick, wherever he was last year? Like, are we using this guy or not? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, no, I think they'll use him. And I think the more confidence that Ritter gets as he continues to grow.
Okay.
He's got, he's making enough plays to keep the Falcons 2-0. They're playing better on defense. And they got probably, if I bet $1 on him, I would lose $100 because it's probably minus 100 or whatever the hell that means. Because this dude's going to be the rookie of the year if he stays healthy.
You got to bet the 100 up front. You can't. They don't come back to you after you lose your bet and try to collect, because typically people don't pay on that. All right, I'm going to ask you this question. We know Puka Nacua is short area quickness better than Bijan, but Bijan or Zay Flowers, who's better?
I disagree with you.
No, of course Puka's not. I'm joking, because you're killing me on Puka. I want to ask you though, short area wise, making guys missing the old phone booth there. Bijan or Zay? Who are you taking?
Ooh, I would take Bijan because it's more impressive because of his size.
It really is. Yeah. No, I think that's right.
He's fun to watch.
And you know what? We talked to Zay at the combine. I think you were doing one of your side jobs and Bijan was on set, but we talked to Bijan via the podcast here.
Yeah.
All great guys. All
kids.
Yeah. So wonderful. And I'm glad these guys are having success. The joke went right over Rick's head there.
I didn't get it.
the Puka joke. You thought it was serious. What planet am I saying Puka's more athletic than Bijan?
I don't know. It's like you're on the Puka bandwagon. I mean,
I am on it's called the Puka wagon, by the way.
we gotta make a Rick hate list, and Puka's number one right now.
Yeah, disrespectful. I love Puka.